Okay, not only is market moving higher, but what is the stuff that moved so aggressively yesterday? Junk. The dash for trash, low float, small cap, micro cap plays extremely oversold because they're bankruptcy risk kind of deals are popping up like daisies, right? So this was 115% for Party. Remember Party, the store you used to go to get your, kids' supplies for the, anyway, and even after hours, it went from 45 cents, to 70 cents. It doubled again. So it doubled and then it doubled again. This is where, for those who love chases, who love risk reward for stock buying, not options, because these are stupid expensive, you got a whole bunch of plays in short covering in the small cap plays for sure. So for example, IWC is your Russell microcap, that was Freudian, is your microcap index. Forget the options. They're just, it's not worth it. But this is where we're getting some excitement for sure. If we go into Russell 2000, you can see this follow through. And if you kind of go into what's moving today, yesterday it was, Party and all kinds of other low float, low priced, high IV, left for dead, dash for trash, but that's what's going on. Okay, so you got reflation trades, also short covering trades. Just let me know if there's anything in particular you want to look at. I'm not going through 200 issues in Russell, but that is basically what I'm seeing, okay, this morning. Remember, I warned here, this is a rotation, and the rotation is just starting, and I don't know if we're going to get follow through. So don't ask me if this is going to last for 3 months yet. This is literally not even 3 days. We've got not even 3 days, not even 3 days. So anyway, this is the point right here. We are having a growth, quote unquote, to value rotation. A lot of stuff is going right into some key areas. That's the only kind of, not in the video. We still have room higher for that one. Unfortunately, this semis are not ready to move over. But careful if you are short any of these incredibly oversold pop-up kind of plays. Absolutely in hyper mode here. Doesn't really matter where you are in microcap land. You're going to get some lift here. Look at this. I know this. I know this guy. I know this guy. Okay. So there's this thing. It happens at the pinnacle of, hubris, which is where you have so many layered on top of shorts, on top of shorts, on top of shorts. And the January effect, if you will, they start to cover that. Remember, we saw some of that come in late December. They started buying calls in AFRM and Fitch, all that stuff, expecting this. We got Microcap. They're both in cahoots. We got anything you basically shake a stick at right now is going to pop up from the lows, and be careful if you are really short, extended kind of short. I know, for example, that, Tim's already out of his lucid, right? He doesn't want this. He doesn't want this kind of action. But that's my point. This is when it happens. Carvana. Look at that. Straight up. Look at these. Team. GameStop. You name it. We're having an absolute short covering rally in growth, not semis. Bed Bath and Beyond, right? That was up 40%, another 22%. Really, anything you stick, I did it again, shake a stick at. I suck at idioms. Anyway, the point is we got mega cap and microcap taking off, in particular, microcap. IWC is microcap, IWM is Russell, same difference. You're gonna have a whole bunch in here. I would not be surprised. Let's see what's open since the morning. Oh, tons of penny stocks. Via, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it doesn't mean they can't. It's do or die. What do you call it? Be quick or die. Because look at the party yesterday, right? So that was 114. And then after hours, it went up another 100%. The point is, they're in play. CarMax, be careful. Car, be careful. Carvana. I even before I look at it, it's 30% moves can happen very, very quickly in these plays. Boot. Oh my, exactly. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff, however, is already up to the 200-day, right? So higher probability is find something that hasn't quite made it up to the 200-day. Team, look at that. Like there's a lot, I think, that probably have gotten a little excited. This is obviously an unusual day. Okay, let's just call it that. It's an unusual day. First of the year, we've already started taking off in these oversold plays. Look at ZG. Look at that Morningstar reversal. Gorgeous. And then we just took off above the 200 and kept going. This is going to get retested, of course, but in the meantime, it is not safe to short this stuff. In my humble opinion, some of these are just warming up. This is dash for trash stuff. You got to be quick or be dead. This is very, very much the whole rhythm of the market, this rotation into really low-priced junk. Let's see, you got Beyond and some other ones, I bet. Yes, Beyond, very bullish, right? It's trying. It doesn't mean that the trends are done. It just means it's short covering rally in full view. IWC and IWM have already made it up to the 200. So that's tough, tough, tough to long or short there. Stuff you want to look for is the stuff that is very, very oversold. First of all, you got growth coming up off the bottom, right? Craig warned, I warned that it is far, by the way, from being a sustainable swing. It just means we're having, obviously, short covering rally. It started. They can get very rambunctious. Do you remember this one? This one was that November CPI. What did the Qs do? It was completely unexpected. Otherwise, it would never have moved 7.5%. Right? It was a 4 or 5 standard deviation move. It was huge. Here was another little one right here. Not so big, but you get the idea. All right. Then the momentum fell back down. Here, having a little bit. So how much it gets going is the big, 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 big deal. AMC, GME, I mean, really just careful. All of this stuff is moving higher, but it's also right into resistance. Make sense? Be quick or be dead is an affectionate term for bankruptcy risk is still a risk. The only thing is that shorts covered violently, right? Look at that. Outside of the Bollinger Band, right outside of the Bollinger Band. That's all it means. Shorts covered quickly. That's what happens. Look at that. Boom. And then a rejection. That was 114%. That was another 100%. And then they sell. Remembers. Samantha needs a coffee. Remember my warning that parabolas equal trapped longs, which triggers volatility, resulting in a liquidity event. That's in one picture right there. So they are very, very fast movers. That's why I don't care about them personally, because you got to have complete focus and you got to be on a 1-minute chart. And I can't do that and go over trends at the same time. This is the rotation. Remember, this was the CPI on November 10th. I mentioned where we had a 4 or 5 standard deviation move. What was happening yesterday? Massive short covering rally in the microcaps the past few days, right? I've warned about this mega cap, but also microcap. So that's just proof that it was formulating. There's more room. Like this could keep going a little bit. Let me just see what's going on this morning. Look how strong that microcap index is right now. Small caps are not as strong as microcaps. It's really, really fascinating to me how this always happens. Like, seriously, very, very oftentimes we have this January effect where the short covering rally starts in the most oversold junk and happens to be the blackberries of the world, but it's not just the blackberries of the world. Still strong. And then we got junk popping up. Junk, unmitigated junk popping up across the board. I don't care if it's dead, it's popping up. Like literally, this is dead. And it's still up 15, but probably more. You know what I mean? So low priced, low float, high IV junk is popping up. And that continues.